Well, hi there, Interbet fans, and welcome to another edition of Winning Ways. And all you racing fans out there will have seen what happened over the weekend. We've got Manfred Rower in the studio. He is the top vet here in KwaZulu-Natal, probably one of the top guys in South Africa, but he's got some very interesting stuff to chat to Laf about, which I think will concern all of us. But first of all, Laf, nice weekend sport-wise.
Well, we managed to eke out a win on the half-veld when the English got tired in the thin air. I mean, the Irish got tired in the thin air, and they ran out of steam, and we managed to get up and win. And
did they run out of steam, or did we suddenly find a few Lions players that actually should have been in the team?
Yeah,
in
they
the
should have
first
been in the
place?
team.
Yeah.
There's no doubt the Lions players. That's not the point.
You know, Whiteley's the best number 8 in the world.
Yeah, he showed when he scored that try. That Winger's a great player.
Ron Combrink, different class. My class boy.
Mark Lampard, full scarp.
Yeah.
But he can play. He's very good. And even the guy who came on, who Mostert.
He's fantastic, Mostert.
He's
actually a lock.
But they missed the bulk of their tackles in the last 15 minutes of Irish. I don't know if it was exhaustion or what. So the third test will be very good. But we needed a wake-up call.
Yeah.
Volvo couldn't catch a cold.
Yeah.
You know, I was just disappointed. And at half-time, with the crowd booing, you knew something was not right.
Well, you being beaten 19-3 by the Irish at Ellis Park, you've got a big problem. And I think we've got a big problem in sport in this country. I really do.
I still see a couple of empty seats. We never used to get that.
Yeah, and that's
cricket. No one's
problem.
going to cricket anymore because these quota systems starting to affect a few people.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the point is we want the best teams to play. Yeah. That's what it's all about. You have it wherever you play. What interested me is that Olympic Games is now, golf is an Olympic game sport.
Yes.
So have we got a quota system for our golf team to play in the Olympic Games?
No. Well, we were kicked out.
Can you imagine not having Ernie Els and Charles Schwartzel because you've got to have two PGA pros from the Sunshine Tour?
Yeah, no,
that wouldn't make any sense.
You must remember years ago when there was apartheid, we were kicked out of the Olympics.
Yeah. Getting back to golf, Dustin Johnson won and deserved to win.
James, you're a golfer. What was that story? I watched the guy, the Irishman who was leading, the ball move, and he got a penalty on day 2.
Yeah.
I watched later in the day, another guy's ball moved, and the guy came and said, no, take it again.
No, because what happened was that he didn't have his club placed behind the ball ready to play the shot, or in the process of playing the shot. If the club's not, if you see the ball looks like it's starting to move, you move the club away, which is what Johnson did on the second day. Then he's not playing a shot, then you can remark it and put it back where it was. Yeah. But just
took them 7 holes.
Well, it was ridiculous. I'm glad he won.
Yeah.
And the point is, as I was talking to Tony Rivlin this morning, who's a very good golfer, and he says you're getting no advantage. Why should there be a penalty? You know? It's not like
it's getting closer.
Just mark the ball, put it back where it was. Those greens were so slick, and there's a bit of wind.
They've got to. Who was the top South African? I don't know.
Top South African, Brandon Grace ran joint 5th. Jim Furyk was up there 2nd again, played brilliantly. Garcia 5th. He's always there.
I heard a great description of Furyk's golf swing.
Yeah, octopus falling out of a tree.
They got a new one. The guy said he looks like he's trying to kill a spider in a phone booth.
You got the action.
Oh no, I should play golf.
You should play golf. But just getting back to it, I'm glad Justin Johnson won. He deserved to win.
He was unlucky. 3-putted last year to lose it.
Yeah, and he strikes the ball better than anyone on the tour. His short game is diabolical because if he had a good short game, he would be unbeatable. Yeah. Rory McIlroy was a disgrace.
Why?
Okay,
he couldn't
double drop the last not to get into the final make the cut. Double drop the last. You make 4 on the last. Everyone else is making 4. Make 4, get into the thing and have a go. Yeah. The other Irishman is compatriot Shane Lowry.
Played well.
Played very well. Yeah.
Where did Westwood finish? I haven't seen the.
Westwood would finish just out the top 5. He played nicely.
He's now had 72 majors without winning one.
Short putts let him down. 5 foot, 6 foot, he's impossible. We got to get moving. We got 4 15-minute slots, and we're going to get into our 3 to follow.
His dad, Distorted Humor, he's probably one of his best sons at stud.
I'll have another, wins the Derby. I'll have another in the Preakness. Flex and Lace, 48-1 upset.
He's just a big, strong, leggy horse.
Right, well, we had some very good racing over the weekend, and we're going to go to Kenilworth, 18th of June. We're going to pick up the first race there and have a look at, it was 1,000 metres, the Gimme the Green Light, trained by Andries Steyn. Old mate of ours, Andries, very good trainer. And this is out of that good Let's Kiss family from Daytona Stud. Let's go and have a look at Power Grid.
Yeah, here we've highlighted the draw it comes out of, and it gets rolling quite well here. And when they jump, there it is, see it in the red and white, it just slightly here and there, but quickly into pace. The pace is on with Varanella, that's in the yellow, that's showing a lot of speed, and your winner. At one stage, there's only 3 of them in the race, and the winner is the favourite Ocean's Trip, who goes down the inside with Bernard Faye-Derb.
Yeah, when you look at Ocean Trips, it's had 3 runs. Varanella's had 2 runs. There's form, and they've all been there or thereabouts. This Colt Power Grid, he's a nice big black horse by Gimme the Green Light, and he's striding along in between the 2 that have had a run, and he's been properly prepared. Andries Steyn, a very good trainer, and he's prepared this horse well. He's there in the shake-up Grand Prix at him to get him to stay in the race. And he runs a cracking good race.
He runs a cracker. As the heat comes on Varanella, the front 2 are going to fight it out, and the favourite with the experience, which is Ocean's Trip, just has the best. A good run by the 3rd horse, James. I thought that horse, Elusive Path, ran on very well as well.
Yeah, certainly worth having a look at as well. There was quite a lot of rain and mist in Kenilworth, but we're going to the 4th race. It was a maiden plate, 1,200 metres, and we pick up the 2-year-old by Captain Owl here. Glenn Cotson's the trainer. He had a fabulous weekend, and the Engelbrechts bred it, and Mr. Engelbrecht's a very, very good breeder and owner. So let's go and see the start. If we can pick it up there, it is drawn 2. Donovan Dillon rode this filly.
Yeah, so it comes out well, James. It runs a very good debut for Glenn Cotson. You can see it. The speed is on. You know, there's a few of them showing speed. Contessa Fantasia showing speed, and Flying Monarch, Intermission. These are all showing speed, but the 2 of them get clear. And just off them with a red cap is the horse we found, Possibly Me. Runs a very good debut.
Yeah, it's out of a Flaming Rock mare, Dan Kerry. He's had the family all along. It's about 5th now with the red cap. And as you say, the Flying Monarch, that's in front, that's had 4 runs. Countess Fantasia drops out very, very meekly. And this filly, who's never had a start, runs on very nicely. She looks like she'll probably win her next start, this filly.
Yeah.
As with the first one. I think they'll probably both go and win.
The winner is Quando, who dives towards the inside any moment. Comes with a great run for Ronnie Sheehan. Quando down the inside. Possibly Me is running a very good race. And
she's a winner here, Possibly Me, and then now Quando comes to get her. And you can see that this is actually quite a good run from a first-timer, especially in the conditions. She keeps on plugging on, and I think she'll probably be able to go and win next time. We then go to Scottsville and go and have a look at the first race there, and this seemed a very muddling race, but the horse we picked up here is a very nice horse, nicely named too, for Durban, fits into Durban mode very well. Indian Tractor. Let's go and have a look at him at the start.
Yeah, this runs a very good race. I thought it was a very competitive maiden. There are a few horses finding support. The winner is Gingerbread Man, who's down the inside. A big, lovely horse, this Gingerbread Man. And it looked like a horse who'd want further. But the pace is on with the Australian horse, Sweet Pleasure, going quickly. The favourite, Baron Bellet, is in behind it. But the horse we've found has got the white face. You can see the white face, sort of 3 off the left now. And that is called Indian Tractor.
Well, you watch the winners in the orange on the inside. That ends up winning the race. And watch where Indian Tractor has to go. The winner, Gingerbread Man, goes straight down the inside. Now Indian Tractor's completely lost his position. He starts to switch out. And you'll see he just gets a tap to go on with it there. 1 down the neck. He gets 1 backhander. And he runs on best of all, this horse. 1 backhander there, and now just straighten him up, and little hands and heels tap down the neck. you know, given a proper push, he might easily have won this horse, but he ran a cracking
Yeah,
good
only
race.
got beaten 0.7. You're right. Very good run. Sweet Pleasure's run out of it late by Gingerbread Man. And I also like to look at Kimberly's debut run. But keep an eye on that. Indian Tractor.
Indian Tractor. We're going to have a look at him next time he runs. Blast from the Past. We're going to have a look at the 2009 Vodacom Durham July.
Soft falling rain, pulling clear. Soft falling rains won the SA Nursery by 3.
Racing in the 2000 Guineas. Gates fly and they're racing in the Godolphin Mile.
They're off and racing.
Weight didn't matter. Class tells, soft falling rain, much too good. Soft falling rain, an impressive Guineas winner. Soft falling rain is drawing clear.
He's made it 7 out of 7 by winning here today.
But it's soft falling rain who is powering away. We'll see out the mile in style. A high-class performer wins the Nay of Joel Stakes.
Vodacom Durban July time, 2200 metres. And they dispatch to the roar of the crowd, 2200 metres the trip. Big City Live tears away in the early stages, the leader by a length and a half. London Guest is keen. Forest Path is overcoming that draw. London Guest, Thundering Jets at the rail. Aluminium's on the move. Tropical Empire and Tundawami. Zirconium on the right-hand side. Meteor Shower and Our Giant about 6 lengths off them. Buy and sell a bit of jostling back. Cape Town and Kathmandu as we read back through the field. River Jatez. Pocket Powers fourth to last. Then comes Bouquet Ghani. Capel second to last. And outcome is the trailer a dozen lengths off the leader. And that leader is Forest Path. He dictates matters a length and a tail. Aluminium's on the outside in second. Big City Lives on the heels in third. Zirconium Thundering Jet. Smart Banker creeps closer. London Guest the next call. Then we find Tropical Empire about 7-8 lengths off the leader. Buy and sell Our Giant, Meteor Shower, then River Jatez. Bouquet Ghani, Cape Town, then comes Capel. The ground begins to shake beneath Pocket Power. He's second to last, 13 lengths off them, but the rest of the field are on their toes. Outcome is the trailer. Forest Path at the 700, Aluminium second. I can tell you Big City Life is perfectly poised in third. Zirconium, Thundering Jet, Tropical Empires at the rail, Smart Banker, Like It Hot on the outside, buy and sell. Kathmandu in behind these runners. Pocket Powers lost at the top of the lane, extreme outside. Forest Path, Big City Life. Zirconium moves up, Thundering Jet. Tropical Empire on the inside, Our Giant, Pocket Power and River Jatez to the outside. Big City Life, Zirconium, Big City Life and Zirconium. Pocket Power's coming too late. Big City Life, fire in his eyes. Zirconium, Forest Path, Thundering Jet, then only came Pocket Power. Big City Life, he rises to the occasion, the 3-year-old from the Glen.
Raymond Deacon and the team. What a horse he was.
Hopeflesh,
Yeah.
Andre Hopeflesh,
Yeah.
Raymond Deacon, great guys.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Lovely guys.
Lovely
They
guys
deserve
winning the
this
big race.
horse.
The excitement that they brought to that course when they came out to lead in their winner, fantastic for all the guys who undershare in that horse. And they played Big City Life, the music.
Yeah.
Very good horse.
Very good horse. We got a big week as far as the Vodacom Durham July is concerned. Tomorrow, what, the final field?
Final fields, there's a luncheon here. They'll announce the final field. Again, there's going to be borderlines that are going to be tight.
Yeah.
And then on Thursday, we'll have the July Gallops. We
Yeah.
always have the July Gallops and hot buns. And they're doing hot breakfasts as well in the view room. Sharzy and I will be sending the news out around the country about the
Good.
Gallops.
And we got Shake and Bones again.
Chuck and Bonesy.
Yeah, Chuck and Bone.
No, Chuck and
Bones.
Bonesy went 17 for naught, so
Yeah.
they're not using them anymore. And poor old Chuck and Bonesy got the axe. But there's also a sale after the...
Yeah, okay, well, we'll talk about that later. We've got lots of news. We're going to take a break and we'll be back with you with the next part of Winning Ways. Don't miss it.
horses and Gunners on the outside. Coming to the last 300 now, and Riverine in the orange makes a move. Gunner, Caddy Master on the inside, and it's Riverine the leader. Gunner tries to put on the pressure, but Riverine is still under the hands inside the 200-meter marker, and Riverine is going on. Riverine will win. The second place is going to get close, without a doubt. Second, Gunner third, and then Chap Trap.
Well, as Mike Asian mate had good stakes form, and you could have got even money early on about Riverine. He looked like an absolute blinder in this race. He's beaten the best of them around, and he's certainly up there with the best of them.
Yeah,
good price
this is
on Interbet.
classic
You had to be on
example.
Interbet.
A classic example of pedigree. Michael's gone out and bought a pedigreed colt here. He ran third in the Group 1 before this.
And he ended up in
he's a serious horse.
Yeah.
He beat this field with a lot of ease, and as you say, you could have got even money.
Yeah, on Interbet, that's where you had to be. Let's go and have a look at current affairs. We've got lots of interesting news for you.
Yes. If you love soccer and you play the tote, you won't believe what Interbet has to offer you, or the excitement of tote betting on your computer or your cell phone. It's simple. Choose your teams and your bets, work out what your combinations will cost, see how big the pool is, and place your bets. You can even track your bet live as it happens and get updates on your progress. It's all the fun of the tote on your phone. So what are you waiting for? Sign up now at www.interbet.co.za and you could be a winner.
Welcome to Current Affairs, where we had racing in KZN. We had stakes races down here. It all started on Friday night with the post-mergence, a Grade 2 sprint that over the years has thrown up a couple of decent horses. And then we went to the Oaks and Derby, and they were track and ball sponsored races, both Group 3s, and both won by 3 horses this year, James, which is good to see.
Well, come back to the question. You've got Derby and an Oaks. There should be 3-year-old races.
Oh yeah, I'm in the purist camp with you, but there are races now. Funny enough, when I did research it, like the Yorkshire Oaks is open.
Oh yeah, but those are Yorkshire Oakses and whatever. But at the end of the day, they're for 3 and 4-year-olds. These are for open races.
I think we should revert.
We should revert to the 3-year-olds should have a chance over a mile and a half. Someone said to me, no, they didn't have them because it was too late in the season. I've never heard more nonsense. When a mile and a half horses are only coming to themselves, and you'd find a decent field in a race like this.
Yeah.
Both the 3-year-olds won. And why should you have a whole lot of battling 4 and 5 and 6-year-olds in the race just muddling up an Oaks or a Derby?
Very good point.
I'm very strong.
I'm completely in your camp, James.
Good.
Completely.
Well, that's the first time ever.
Yeah.
5.5 years.
8 years ago, we agreed on that
we
Arsenal
did agree
lineup.
on something.
Yeah, that's right. But let's go into, we've got all these races from the 600, and we will start with the post-merchant in a moment. I just want to talk to James about it. Kangaroo Jack comes into town and wins it. This is a good horse, James.
Yeah, very nice horse. He won well. He's won a couple in a row. And
the Alexander twins,
yeah,
they know their stuff.
Oh yeah, they've been around the block, don't you worry. Pierre Jourdan, they've had some very good horses. Can we go and pick them up at the 600-meter mark in the post-merchants and see what happened? Because this horse was explosive.
Yeah.
Barley turning to the home stretch in the post-merchants, and Buckland has the lead. Ferries in the yellow, London Call on the outside, then comes Aurum Pot, Captain Alfredo. Further back is Aston, then Red Ray's got about 6 or 7 to go, followed by Fly By Night. Top of the lane, Buckland the leader, Ferry. Astor on the inside, Captain Alfredo. Red Ray's come towards the outside, still got 6 or 7 to go. Buckland's the leader, Kangaroo Jack's running on, Ferry on the outside, Captain Alfredo. Astor down the inside, but it's now the leader, Kangaroo Jack, over the last 100 metres, and Kangaroo Jack's going to win it. The second position will go to Fly By Night, then Astor, and a photo for fourth.
Well, here we go. As I say, the Alexander twins came into town with a very good horse. They don't come into town unless they've got a good horse, and this horse absolutely toyed with them. Young Mr. Story in the irons rode a cracking race. He gave it a chance. But when he let this go, James, this Karari can really run. It paralysed him.
I'm thrilled for Mrs. Wallace. You know, her husband died, and they've been great supporters of the game. They had horses with Roy Magner and all top guys in Joburg. They love the game, and they bred this horse themselves. Karari out of a model man mare. Wonderful to see a horse like this win.
James, just looking at the runner-up, Fly By Night, another honest run. I wasn't mad about it going to the start.
Yeah,
but
never ran. You know,
it
never does look like it.
No, never. But another good run. Astor, good run, and then Ferry, the young sprinter, after ducking to outside, not a bad run.
Well, that got no luck in the race at all. Just ended up being held up on the outside fence. But I think we can move on.
Let's go to Scottsville, where we had the two track and ball races. We'll start off with the Oaks first. The Oaks is the first one. And this, when people looked at the race, I thought, well, Nightingale would be a very difficult horse to oppose. But again, lately we've seen the trend where they've slowed them up, cantered and sprint. If one goes back to the Daily News, the Wool Avington, they were running 6-7 seconds slower than the normal times. Here's another case of let's dictate from the front. And let's have a look at the race, and James and I will talk about it.
Baby looks to come forward. Gallica Rose between runners. Nightingale hooked extreme outside, 5-6 to make up. Coming to the 300-meter marker, Witchcraft has not been taken on just yet. Flying Ices along the inside, second, Deputy Rider. Nightingale's going to have to lift late. Flying Ices coming at Witchcraft the last 100, but Witchcraft, a storm is brewing here. Witchcraft from Flying Ice. Deputy Rider, and then came Nightingale.
Yeah, a splendid ride from the front. And again, Sean Terry's had such a wonderful season. This for the bunch of big owners in Chris Van Niekerk's colours. James, this horse, if one looked at the form, it looked to be held by the favourite.
Yeah. What is interesting is that, and I know I trained in Johannesburg, when you get to these staying races, your horses do have a better oxygen retention. They're able to run better at the coast.
Yes.
And if you use them, they do run better. And Kamalo rode an unbelievable race from the front here. Yeah. This was one of the best rides of the season. Yeah. No matter what anyone says, I'm not sure this was the best horse in the race by any manner of means. He just rode them to sleep. He used the power that he had underneath him at exactly the right time. She's a Summerhill bred, this
good
filly, and it will give Mickey a fillip. And Bruce Gardner, his brother-in-law, he's a partner as well, Ken Trout and Marcus Schuster. I was pleased to see this horse win, and I was very, very impressed with the rider.
Yeah, so was I. Excellent. And Sean Terry, as I say, is having a great run. Spare a thought for Neil Bruss, second and third. His horses ran well as well. And Mark Bass taking fourth with Nightingale, the favourite. Then we came to the Colts version, which is the Derby. The Derby has always got to be over this type of distance, I believe. And James and I were both of the opinion that this race should be for 3-year-olds only. But let's have a look at the race and we'll talk about it, because I think it's a wonderful training feat.
Derby, Cape Speed on the outside, asked to quicken up. Deputy Judd comes back for more. On the outside, Greek Legend looks to run on. Disco Al's got his 4 lengths to make up. Cape Speed hits the front at the 300-meter marker. Deputy Judd's away in second. 3 balloons are starting to unwind on the outside, but it's Cape Speed with a healthy advantage inside the 200. Deputy Judd's running on. 3 balloons the outside. Cape Speed and Deputy Judd lock horns. Cape Speed with the advantage wins it. Deputy Judd, 3 balloons. Kitty's Destiny in a photo with storm warning.
Well, here's a great training feat, I thought. Dean Canham had come into town with a bunch of horses that he said were backward and had given them time. And this was one. A lot of people were saying, well, Dean won the Vodacom Durban July last year. This could be his horse this year, but he's taken his time. He's let her win a few races, and he aimed it at the Derby and done a great job.
Yeah, and won a very good race. Deputy Judd was one of the better 3-year-olds around last year.
Yeah,
he really thought a lot of him. I know that Michael and the team thought a lot of him.
He ran second the Derby.
Yeah, he's a very good horse. And the interesting thing was the time was nearly 3 seconds faster than the fillies version, which was half an hour earlier. So times are very important.
Yeah, they actually crawled in Witchcraft's race. But James, I thought a horse like Storm Warning ran a great race from the back.
Yeah, you know, there were horses that ran well, but the first two actually fought it out and fought it out well. I thought it was, I just would like to see the Derby as a 3-year-old race. I don't care whether it's Natal, South African, whatever.
Yes,
we got to.
And James, one last question on it while we're talking about purists. 2-4.
2-4, yeah, it's got to be 2-4.
Yeah,
No,
you
it's
can't
exactly the right
Kind
trip.
of,
Just,
the Cape Derby's 10 furlongs.
yeah, absolutely. But it's,
think
the
it's 'cause it's earlier in the
configuration
year?
of the tracks makes it a 10 furlong race. It's very difficult to have a Cape Derby over 2-4 because they start on the bend in front of the grandstand. That's a 2-4 distance.
Yeah.
So 2,000 meters, the right, because of the way the track's configured, seems to be the right
So
the answer.
you will make concessions.
Yeah, of course, you've got to make concessions everywhere. But we did change this from a derby for 3-year-olds, which I think,
Yes.
we've had really good horses win this race, and the Oaks. 3-year-olds who've gone on to prove that they're top horses. It's only a grade 3,
Yeah.
and it would be a very nice grade 3 for the 3-year-olds that stay. And it would give an incentive to people to buy horses that are later maturing and
Yeah.
to go this type of trip.
I agree.
All right, just on the winner, bred by Maritzfontein, and
Yes.
it's a Bloodstock South Africa graduate. It's their graduate of the week. Unfortunately, we never got the stuff in time, but it cost 400,000 at
A Stain pedigree, James,
yeah.
if one analyses
by
it.
Ideal World.
Yeah. And Strike Smartly
yeah.
Mare.
Yeah, and Maritzfontein have trained some of the best stayers in this country for years and years and years.
Yeah,
And well done to
synonymous.
Jessica and all of them, and very nice win.
Yeah.
I think we're going to move on.
I've got some stuff to want to quickly just on.
No, I think we're going to move on to the most important part of current affairs, and we're going to go and pick up what happened on Wednesday at Milnerton Golf Course. Now, this was a big moment for all of us. We're so thrilled to see this, and let's go and pick up some of the action, the footage. We'll talk you through it. Mike Bass gets given his new chair, which allows him to play golf. And thank you to Mark and Candice, and then there's Mark and Marky Bass showing Mike how it works.
Is Marky in the chair now?
Marky's in the chair, and Mike cannot believe it. It's not possible. This chair lifts him up so he can stand up and play golf, because
He looks like Barry Irwin White shoes from the side, doesn't he? Doesn't Walter look like that?
Yeah, Mike. Yeah. Anyway, Mike's there's the grandkids there, and this is just so exciting. Marsh Shirtliff,
is that Marsh Shirtliff there?
Yeah, Marsh Shirtliff. And we got a bit of footage of exactly what happens when Bass gets in this chair and starts hitting the ball. And I'm a bit worried about him coming with this chair to Durban because he might be taking our cash.
Oh, the green reading king.
Yeah, no, but you see, he's got the shed. He can't believe it. He's limbering up there, Bassie, getting ready.
Passed me my driver.
And they imported this chair for him. I just think it's fabulous, And the team, all the Bass team got in and got involved, and this is
really nice.
Giving the chair. Yeah, we got next shot. Let's go and see. Here you go. Here's Bass.
Oh, he's a lefty pit out
there. He is, chicken putting it right in the middle of the hole. Good boy, Bassie. Yeah,
isn't that great?
I'm so thrilled about it. And Bassie, from us,
well done,
well
Walter.
done.
Fantastic, Walter.
We're looking forward to seeing you back on the greens and taking our cash again, because my goodness gracious, you've been too good all your life. That's the problem. We're going to take a break and we're going to be back. Right, well, the rest of the news, we got some other news in current affairs. We go to Royal Ascot.
Yeah, I think it's important to touch on Royal Ascot and the amount of
Absolutely.
Group 1 races. I'll just briefly, James and I'll just briefly touch on the major races on the week, starting with Tuesday. Obviously, you wanted to see the King Stan Stakes. It's a race where Michael de Kock has been runner-up before, but it went to Profitable by Invincible Spirit out of an Indian Ridge mare for Clive Cox. Yeah. And then the same James Palace went to Galileo Gold, who funnily...
Brilliant ride by Frankie Dettori and a really poor ride from Ryan Moore. He got himself caught on the favourite and could not get out. And he did it a couple of times.
He did it on Minding, and it got him out of trouble in the Oaks. But it's by Paco Boy, even though it's called Galileo Gold. That's Hugo Palmer. Seems to be doing well, eh?
A very good trainer. Very good young trainer.
Move on to Wednesday. One big race on Wednesday, James, the Prince of Wales and My Dream Boat. I don't know this Lord Shanakill. I don't know the stallion.
Yeah.
But interestingly enough, for a lot of people in South Africa, it's out of a Choisir mare. A lot of you have got Choisir mares here. Thursday, the Gold Cup. It's always been a hell of a race. Aidan O'Brien coming to 4 with Order of St. George, Galileo, and...
6 out of the last 10 Gold Cups he's won.
Oh, yeah. It makes him stay.
Brilliant.
Friday, 2 Group 1s. Commonwealth Cup, Quiet Reflection by Showcasing, out of a halved mare, And this is, you say it's Colberg.
Colberg had a big problem with the jockey club in England a couple of years ago. They warned him off. And he's a very, very good trainer, Colberg, and seems like a very nice guy. It was very interesting the way he was talking, and they said to him, what about? And he said, listen, those things in the past, they've happened, but obviously it's nice to be stepping back and winning a Group 1 at Royal Ascot.
Then the Coronation Cup, James, another Group 1 on the same day, a Daniel Dancer horse out of a Rainbow Quest mare. And our friend, is it Rouget?
Yeah, Jean-Claude Rouget.
Yeah.
That was won by Quima, is her name. That's
right.
where Alice Springs got such a bad ride from Ryan Moore. Well, he got caught. He was drawn 3. He got caught in behind them. He had to switch. And eventually when he got out, he ran 3rd. But Jean-Claude Rouget, Gregoire Benoit rode the winner. He's ridden here in the International Jockeys races and owned by Al Sharp. So it's very nice to see them win.
And then Ryan Moore had the last laugh. He won the Diamond Jubilee, albeit by a whisker, on Twilight Sun by Kalachi.
Yeah, very good sprinting side.
Yeah,
but the sprinting side, the loss of the whole world is Scat Daddy died. And
Scat Daddy, that was the sire of
Caravaggio and Lady Aurelia. And he's by Johannesburg, Scat Daddy, and he's probably the Nick that they're trying to work with the Galileo mares, and they got lots of Galileo mares, and has worked a treat and bought out these horses. And they say Caravaggio, who won the Group 2, I think it was a Coventry,
yes,
he might be the next stallion to take over from Scat Daddy. Scat Daddy was a terrible loss for Coolman.
James, your mate trained Twilight Sun, Henry Candy.
Henry Candy, I'm so thrilled for him, and I was chatting to Mike de Kock as well, and he knows him very well. He trained for the Oppenheimers for many years, and he's just the nicest possible man, and he's been training, I think, as long as anyone.
Yeah.
And he trains down there at down by Lambourne. He's got his own place, and he's just a really, really nice guy, and a great friend of South Africa. So well done to Henry Candy. Ryan Moore rode it. Great
James, if Colberg fell foul of the British stewards, William Buick fell foul of the French stewards. He was given a ban because they thought he brought down a horse in the race, and they gave him 15 days. He threw his toys, and what did they do?
Gave another 15.
Gave another 15 for being petulant.
Yeah.
So William Buick now got 30 days. He can go on a holiday.
Yeah.
And then the big news coming out of America is Songbird.
Yeah.
This is
8 out of 8.
8 out of 8. This is the next big horse. Won by 6.5. It's by Medaglia d'Oro. And also, is it Hollendorfer who trains it? Yeah, he's not a young man either.
No, Jerry's been around the block, and shows you the older they get, the better they get as racehorse trainers. So there's hope for you and I there.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to just take the winners from Australia, the Australian winners, and then you're going to be chatting.
I'll use them in your call, but I just want to remember, don't forget the big Vodacom July week's coming up, and we have the golf on the Wednesday, and there's panels on Tuesday.
A couple of things, yeah.
Yeah, this is what's very, very good on the Thursday. If the cameraman can pick this up.
This is the Thursday before the July.
Thursday before the July, it is absolutely great fun.
The double-header comedy evening.
Now, you've got Nick Rabinowitz, who's a great comedian, but Mark Banks, people go anywhere to watch Mark Banks. It's for charity, and that's the main thing. It's for charity. It's a comedy.
The Nicholas Ray Foundation, which is,
a very good charity.
And then they help people in need in racing. It's a great evening, and please don't miss it. You can
get
book
hold
with Full Georgia.
Full Georgia. It's a big buffet dinner. And the comedy's fantastic. They're just going to have comedy this year. And it will be
at the Elangeni Hotel.
Elangeni
Hotel. So it's easy to get to.
Don't miss it.
Thursday week, and you better get a hold of Phil because tables are going quickly. Just the final news is there's a sale on Thursday. Michael Holmes super sale. He always has a sale of super horses, these horses in training. And we got the gallops before that. But interestingly enough, at the Michael Holmes sale is a new auctioneer stepping up. Okay, she's Australian.
She is Australian.
She is Australian.
Okay.
Yeah, her name's Steph. Okay.
Sheila? No,
Steph. No, Steph's her name. She's close to Sheila.
Yeah.
And they told me this is going to be...
And
if you're not going to buy at the Michael Holmes sale, come and watch the auctioneer.
Absolutely. It'll be great to hear. Let's give her a chance. She might turn out to be brilliant.
Well, I would think that Hawkins better be on his best behavior.
Be on his best behavior. Anybody got what here now?
Yeah.
Will be some girl saying it now.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, well, that's great. What's her name? Steph?
Yeah, Steph.
Steph
will be there auctioning on
And
Thursday.
that's in the parade ring store?
Yeah, Michael Holmes Bloodstock sale. Never miss it. The good food, good ambience. and you have some fun. Can talk to Gary Grant and
and Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes, yeah. Okay, so that's news, and Paul will be back with our man Manfred Rower, who's got some interesting news for us.
Hi, welcome to another edition of Your Call. As Manfred alluded to earlier on, we've got Dr. Manfred Rowe, one of the leading vets in the country, who's come forward to talk about what's going to be happening from the 14th of August on. There are 9 professors who are veterinary professors from Liverpool who are coming out, and they're going to be riding their motorbikes right around the country from Joburg to Cape Town and having many stopovers where they're going to have seminars. Manfred is the chairman of SAEVA, South African Equine Veterinary Association. Tell us a bit about this thing that you've organised.
Yeah, morning, Paul. Thanks for having me on the show. I really appreciate it. Well, the real mission behind me being here is to try and create awareness on this project where these vets travel through various countries, and South Africa is now their 6th country that they've done it in. And they lecture on various topics pertaining to horses, some surgeries, medicines, and in doing that they raise some funds. But they also have a website that is internationally based, where they then get money that they channel towards charities that they select. And obviously the charities that we've selected in this country that they've agreed to is the Coastal Horse Care Unit and the Highveld Horse Care Unit, together with Ethelbert Children's Home, and then they're doing an outreach program in Bizana with their ponies.
It's a very good cause, and helping charity always helps. You're always going to get support. Now these 9 guys, you say it's the 6th time they're doing this, the 6th country they're going to. Who provides the bikes?
They provide the bikes themselves. They also pay their own flights here.
So it's a holiday for them, see the country?
It's a big holiday for them, but it's also costly for them.
Yes.
And we then have to fund the fuel. So the TBAs come to the party. TBAs come to the party and funding the fuel. And then accommodation, food, and the venue where they lecture is supplied by various local organising committees in the areas where they are. And money for that gets generated either from fees that we charge for people to listen to their lectures, or otherwise it gets sponsored. And there are various organisations that have come and sponsored certain events.
I'm just looking at the list of sponsorships, and it's good to see the Racing Association and Teletrack and Zoetis. What do they do?
Zoetis is a drug company, as well as Cipla and Boehringer. They supply medicines to the veterinary.
They're on our stage now. Now I see there's what are your practices from Shanti there?
Yes, you see there's a variety of English practices there. It's the Baker McVeigh practice in Shanti, Rosdale's, Liphoek Equine Hospital, Newmarket Equine Hospital. They all sponsor, and I think there's a variety of other companies there that sponsorship.
And are you looking for more?
We are looking for more. It would be really appreciated. I know that Equifeeds has also come on board with sponsorship, and the website gets updated regularly as we receive more sponsorship. But
how does a guy register firstly for sponsorship? Never mind to go watch the seminars. How do you get involved with sponsorship? Have you got the website?
Yeah, the website is the South African Equine Veterinary Association website, as you see it on the top of this saeva.co.za. And in there you'll see a tab where you click on horsepower, and it takes you through a tab for donating money or whatever you want to donate, to register, to actually come and listen to the lectures, either from an owner point of view, horse owner point of view, or from a veterinarian. And also you can then register in whatever area you want to go to. So it'll either be in Johannesburg, or it'll be in KZN, which is in Hilton, and then from there they go on to PE, and then at Plet, and then Cape Town. So those are the 5 selected areas that they will have lectures. But you can, and the lectures that are, the topics that are being spoken about will also be on there.
I've got a list of that we'll talk about that in a moment, but have you ever met any of these guys?
Derek Nottenbelt, who's the organizer, who is a
Does he
professor.
ride as well?
He rides as well. And then a specialist in internal medicine, Michael Hewitson, who's an honest poet, who has done majority of the organisation, and we must really thank him.
Is he going to ride as well, even though
he's also going to ride?
And he's based in this country.
Yeah, he did his. He spent quite a few years in the UK working, and that's where he met Derek and a number of these colleagues. And he's now come back to SA, and he's a senior lecturer at Honest Put in internal medicine. And he's taken this upon himself to organise this on behalf of our organisation.
I'm just looking at some of the names. I don't know Dr. Dietrich from Schweinitz. No, I'll take it.
I haven't met him either, Paul, but he's clearly not English.
No, clearly not. It's a hell of a name. It's a title, Dietrich von Schweinitz. Bardell, Burford, Croft, Kahn, Hewitson, and Kidd. A lot of English names in there as well.
Yes.
So let me get this right now, Manfred. They get out here. You've got the accommodation set up, you've got the itinerary set up. They arrive, the bikes here. They don't bring the bikes with, do they?
Some of them do bring their own bikes, but other guys will rent their bikes here.
Do they have a camera crew with them?
I'm not so sure. I think they will have people with camera, but not a proper camera crew. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, but their lectures, would they be filmed? Do you know?
Yes, the lectures we are trying to get filmed. It hasn't been finalised yet, but that is an idea that we would want the lectures filmed, and they would then stream them.
That's very good.
And these lectures have all been accredited for continuing education. So vets that do attend the lectures get accredited for.
Okay, so do you know if this started as a smaller group and has grown, or has it always seemed to be the 9 that have?
I think it has been these guys. I think the numbers have waned a little between, but I'm not absolutely sure about that. But it's basically been this group of veterinarians, and they offer a whole lot of talks that they are prepared to give, and then you can, as a local organising unit, you can decide which talks you want them to present at the time.
Before we discuss the areas that they're going to talk about, let's talk about the areas they're going to. And it starts off in Johannesburg.
Yes.
Now, just for people who are out there watching and want to know, is it coming to my area? Let's go through that itinerary together. Their first stop?
The first stop is on Sunday, the 14th of August, at the Equidome in Johannesburg. Then from there, they travel down to Hilton on Tuesday, and there's a Dave Mullins.
Sorry, you're going Johannesburg first, Hilton 2.
Hilton 2.
Okay,
yeah,
hold on
a Sunday to the Tuesday.
Sunday to Tuesday, so I've got a few days coming. Just hold on a moment. We have to go for a break, and let's look at our Magic Millions graduates. And here are our graduates who won this week. Purely Atomic and Tycoon Chief are successful Magic Millions graduates who have won. Now, Manfred, sorry, getting back to you, I didn't mean to interrupt you. So they've had 2 days off, basically, after their first lecture, and they arrived, we're Hilton.
Yes, in Hilton at the Protea Hotel.
And then where are they going to lecture?
They're going to lecture in one of those halls. I'm not quite sure.
A school hall or a town hall, or?
It's a Protea, I think in the Protea Hotel.
Oh, yeah.
That's where they will lecture.
And sorry, I keep interrupting you, Manfred. Someone lives in Hilton. They're really interested in veterinary work. What would it cost them?
I'm not actually sure.
it'd probably be a set fee.
It'll be a couple of £100, I think, as a set fee, but it'll be on the platform of when you register. It will be. It's very reasonably priced.
And Manfred, is it all day? Is it tea and sandwiches?
No, it's normally either a morning, or it's an afternoon, or it's an afternoon and an evening. And each lecture facility will be different.
Yes.
So each venue, if you go onto the website and you click on the venue that you want to go to attend to, it'll say whether it's in the morning or an afternoon. And some sessions are parallel sessions, so the owner and veterinary sessions are running in parallel. Sometimes it'll be owners in the morning.
When you say, just qualify that for people watching out there, the owner and veterinarian. So have you got a situation where these guys are just talking to vets?
There are a few where they will only speak to vets in the morning, and then they'll have an owner session in the afternoon.
Owner session is the open session?
Yes, where an owner has to obviously register as well. And
if you're not an owner?
Well, an owner as
you're a farmer,
a layperson who's not a veterinarian.
And he wants to come.
Because the veterinary talks are more specifically aimed at a higher scientific content.
Sure.
Whereas the owner is more to educate people and interesting topics about horses.
I'm going to touch on the topic just now. Let's finish our itinerary. Now they've finished at Hilton. Where do they go?
From Hilton, they then go to Underberg, to Pete Domick's farm. Yes. They sleep over there. We've got preferential rates there. It's in Penwan Farm, beautiful farm, and if everybody wants to go there, he's got a lodge and he's keeping the guys there. Then the next day, they travel from Penwan to Bizana, where they do the outreach program, where they will actually spend the day treating horses for the local community.
Free of charge?
Free of charge. So I'm not sure it's free of charge. I think that there is actually a Bizana project already that we'll touch on. They are one of the beneficiaries.
Yes.
There is a nominal fee that they've introduced for treating your horse.
So any guy who's got a horse in the Bizana area who's got a problem with can bring it down to this.
Yes. They've just had a Bizana project this weekend, and one of our young veterinarians joined them to go there, and they vaccinated 400 horses.
Do they bring the vaccinations with them, or do you
No,
guys?
the vaccinations then get sponsored.
Oh, I see.
So the vaccine would get sponsored, and then they go there, and the time is for free.
Treat and bandage horses, you've got to give them everything.
Yes, they pay a set fee to have the animal seen, and they seem to
and they'd be
think
given
that
advice.
works. And they get advice, and they have to book in, and there's some pictures on Bizana there where you can see the number of horses that line up for vaccinations or treatments and cuts, and so it's an education as well as providing a service.
So there are a few slides. Raymond's going to put a few slides through, and Manfred can talk over them and just keep us up to speed. But let's keep going with the itinerary. If a slide comes up, go ahead and talk about it.
And they go from Bizana, they move down south, and they've got a couple of days off in the Transkei. And they end up in PE. They go to Port Alfred as one stop as well. They don't work there at all. They just have a holiday. And in PE, they give lectures again, and that's on the 20th, Saturday the 20th. Charlie Hayward's practice, who's the local practice in PE, do most of the racing work. He also does the race day work. They are organising that stopover. And then on Sunday the 21st, they drive down to Plet, where they've got the Equilibrium, the physiotherapist course, where Tom Overstone, who used to be with Somerville Equine Hospital, he's there now, so he's integrally involved in that program over there. And then 3 days later, they end up in Cape Town, and obviously there are 3 days where they go along the coast and have a holiday.
So it's covering a lot of bases, which is wonderful. And now, before let's talk about what they're going to talk about. I've got a couple of things that or areas they're going to discuss. And is there any, just looking, it's an extensive list, man. They're covering a lot of bases here.
Yeah. It is a program that caters for the general practitioner primarily.
Yes.
So not only for an equine specific practitioner, and we find there's a great need within our industry to help veterinarians that don't only do horses. So this program is aimed at that. And if you can look at the
small animals?
No, not small animals.
Not
small animals, but in-field treatments.
Okay.
And where it's less specific as we are, where everything gets hospitalized. And a lot of these veterinarians who see horses only in parts of their day, There's a lack of courses and continuing education programs that they can attend. So this is primarily aimed at the mixed practitioner rather than the equine specialist.
They cover a lot of bases, including even equine dentistry.
Yes, it is. I mean, how do you deal with a horse that's far away from a facility? How do you drill into his sinus to get the tooth out, or do you need to pull the tooth? You know, if you send that as a referred patient to, it's a debate. The surgeon will know what to do, but if you're in the field, what do you do and how do you do it? Mm-hmm. And colics, you know, when do you cut, when do you do the surgery and when don't you do the surgery? And if you go through them, I mean, there's a variety of things on angular limb deformities, there's things on electrocardiography on horses, melanomas, sarcoids. Those are growths on the horse's skin, which are very common in mixed practice.
So it's very extensive. Let's have a couple of slides now. I believe we're going towards. Tell me a bit about this now.
Well, that is one of the outreach programs where the ponies get put in. A lot of these ponies aren't that easy to handle, so they'll be put in there, and they'll either get identified. Looks like there's a bit of paperwork. History gets drawn up on each pony, so they'll identify it. So they'll create a record. This is the Coastal Horse Care Unit working there. And this is I'm sure this is in Bizana. This is how the horses arrive.
Are these all horses?
All horse owners, yes. Those are horse owners with their horses. And they obviously you can see some of them lack a bit of condition, so they'll have a lot of scratches on them, they'll have wounds.
And they get advice?
They get advice.
Obviously with an
interpreter. They have to put their little bit in the kitty.
interpreter.
There you go, there's the Coastal Horse Care Unit guy. And
what are they sort of?
That's a wither. There you can see the wither's injured. You can obviously they're dealing with that, but this is what they do. This is all at the coastal.
Well,
this is the outreach program.
Yes.
The Coastal Horse Care Unit has done some really good work that I'm impressed with. Is that they've changed the focus from policing to assistance and education, and I think it's a very important thing to realise that is the better way to go. Rather go to the people and educate them on what to do, rather than wanting to police it.
And these two from Goodman's Yard?
Yes, I think. Yeah.
The one's tired.
The one's tired. Both got big ears. There's a bit of potential on the left. It looks like it's got knees not so good.
No, not so good. So now these horses have come there and they're going to be treated, helped, registration done, and given sound advice on how to follow it up. You know.
And this is at their facility in Camperdown, where Belinda Scott, the MEC Finance, she's got involved here. And this is a lecture facility. So apart from doing outreach programs where they go out, the farriers, you might have seen that on Facebook, that the farriers from Sommerveld, a whole bunch of youngsters, went out into the Berg area, and they did an outreach program. They just trimmed and shod horses for a whole weekend at no cost. So I must really admire them for doing it. All the young farriers got together and did that.
That's a wonderful gesture.
Yeah. So they do that. That obviously has to be sponsored because they have to be accommodated, they have to be fed. Yeah. But they also have this facility that Belinda Scott has managed to get for them, where they then bring people to Camperdown and educate them there, have lectures. They lecture them on kit, on bridles, saddles, how to fit them, on general medicine and feeding and hoof care and things like that. So they do that as well as the outreach program. So I'm really impressed in the work that they've done.
Okay, we'll have a look at another one here, and this would be the same scenario.
Yeah.
Okay, that's their team, and they're all set to go, and they do a wonderful job. Now let's just touch on the other beneficiary. What's it? Ethelbert Children's Home. Where are they based?
They're in Queensborough.
Okay. Yeah. Tell us a bit about them.
They're also a very, very neat and well-run organisation. And what they have about 65 children, and what they do, they rehabilitate children. It's not an orphanage, where they've either come from broken homes or sexual abuse and a variety of conditions that...
Is this the home?
This is the home. This is the facilities that they have. They really have pride themselves on a one-on-one basis with their children, and they also rehabilitate the family. So they try and get the children back to the family if at all possible. And their request.
So, excuse me interrupting you again, Manfred. These kids that are all there, these children, their parents are still around. They're
Yes.
different to an orphanage.
Most of them, yeah, different to an orphanage.
So,
yes.
so in that respect, these children, how do they rehabilitate the parents? Is that not their department?
They have outreach
Lecture.
programs where they go and see them.
And say, listen,
Yes,
this
they
is not acceptable.
Yeah.
We're keeping your kid until things are right.
Yes.
So and how many children have they got there?
65.
65, that's
Yeah.
a lot, eh?
Yeah, and it's I think it was started in the early 1900s, end of the 1800s. So it's been going for a while, and then in the 1990s, obviously it was integrated fully, and I think from government legislation, I think it was changed that they have to abide by certain regulations and they have to meet minimum standards. And if you look at their requests, these beneficiaries had to give requests to us what they would want us to fund. And they do have a need to get more money for psychologists to help them, obviously the children as well as the parents. So that's quite interesting. One of their requests.
Do they get a government grant?
They do, but it doesn't cover. And they've also requested. I mean, Dirk Nottendalt is quite strong from Vets and Horsepower, that these beneficiaries have specific projects that they request to be funded. So they have requested an improvement in their kitchen facilities. Okay. So that's one of their requests. The other request falls into their sort of lifestyle request, where they're trying to educate these youngsters to have a better knowledge of life skills, life skills. And quite strangely, one of their project is water conservation, especially with the drought that we've got at the moment. So Jojo tanks are requested, and a bit of lecture time, and so they have noted them what they want, but specific projects, similar to the Bizana project. Yeah. The Bizana project specifically wants holding facilities for horses at schools, because the horses provide a lot of transport for
people
the
go
kids.
To school on horses.
On horseback,
okay.
But they don't have an opportunity to hold their horses while they're in the school. So that's one of their specific projects. And the other project, both the Highveld and the Coastal Horse Care Unit, is stabling facilities. So that's what
you've got a budget to try and get now. And I know before these guys raised £400,000 once. Yes. That's serious cash.
This, what I'm aware of, and from South Africa, we've now raised with the help of the TBA, as I say, the RA and Teletrack, thanks to them, at least 100,000, and there's been more rands. But through the website, international website, as well as these other sponsors, we're sitting just over £40,000.
That's fantastic.
As we stand now. Our
and
target
people
is 50.
Okay, they can go on the website and say, listen, I've watched this show and I really want to help. They can just contribute.
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
on the website it says there to donate, and you click on there, and
it's very for any horse lover and human lover, it's very humbling to watch this. You know, it's a wonderful cause.
No, thanks very much.
And I can only thank you for bringing this out there for the public. And we are hoping to get some feedback from you guys afterwards, some video clips of a portion of lecture. We can show the public what's been done, and a final figure that's raised. You know, at that stage, it'll be fantastic.
We'll do that, and I think I thank you for the opportunity, and especially Rob Scott, who got very much involved in me to get onto the show with you, and for allowing me to be here. And hopefully we can somehow create an awareness on the whole program, so that people can also access the website and donate and attend the lectures. And to all veterinarians out there and horse owners out there, please have a look. All your veterinarians have got posters in their practices, so speak to them to attend the lectures. These guys are really entertaining speakers, and it's good value for money.
Yeah, I'd like to hear, what's it, Diedrich von, let me get his name, Schweinitz. It's probably a great talker. But Manfred, once again, thank you very, very much. There we go, Dr. Manfred Rower, who is chairman of the saeva.co.za. He's the chairman, and very good to hear what he's got to say. And that concludes Your Call.